Welcome to the Valiant Universe. Welcome to Catalyst Game Labs Quick Start RPG.
Hi everyone! Hope you enjoy
Our post-game interview.
Take
It's gonna be awesome.
Woohoo! Well, that was
did it.
great. That was great. We survived in our imaginary encounter.
I really enjoyed that game.
It was cool.
I like this new system.
Yep.
I enjoyed the whole the lead narration thing of being able to swap between us all having a go, and that kind of mind-wrenching moment where you go, I don't have control of this anymore, it's now over to someone else.
And now you see Nathan pick up one of these like, no, don't ruin my story.
Yeah,
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, you kind of have to trust each other that you're all going to contribute to the story. So
Yeah.
I love that bit.
It's good. And I think, so in the first one, the first scene, you kind of let us just take them out straight away because that was kind of plot appropriate. So plot appropriate. So you didn't actually use all their hit points and their armor and stuff like that.
Yeah, I missed it a little bit just to keep it really fast.
Yeah,
and
that's
short.
right.
So
For our viewers. But then in that last scene, since we had that one major opponent, we were able to, so let's see how it ran. And it wasn't too long at all. I mean, we like to really play hard and quick and not sort of spend lots and lots of time slowly whittling down hit points. But it didn't feel like that.
Especially with the extraterrestrials.
That's right. We managed to. That was an outtake from the very first attempt. I gave some double damage and stuff like that, and I'm sure the rule makers would be happy with us having done that.
I think probably what Catalyst wants from it is just to be able to create a fast and furious system, and that the rule it's rules light. I mean, you can't get much more light in this kind of rule system. So it's fast and it's comic bookish. It's big moments, and so I think they love it.
I really like that we were using established characters in an established setting. A lot of hero games, it's always you're always like the soon-to-be superhero, or you're starting off a really young, or you're Batman's apprentice, but this one here you are the main characters. This is this is actually following the main story of the comics. So you can actually follow along. You can use stuff that they've done in the comic. It's the first time where you can actually read what happens in the comic, and actually, if you want to incorporate it, you can incorporate it. And I found that really, really cool to understand who my character was, and actually, because I read the comic today, and then I kind of understood kind of what he can do and who he is.
Yeah.
I thought that kind of.
Even the comic had little didactic little sections where it explained what something was, which I really liked as well.
Yeah.
And yet we're not superheroes like Superman, so we are vulnerable, and it doesn't actually destroy the whole world story if one of us gets taken out. No, you're more like a super action hero kind of thing, which I like.
I'm like one of the Expendables.
Yeah, that's right. Put someone with a red shirt on that man. And I did love that I managed to get my jacket back, because I felt suddenly really lame just wearing a white shirt. So
With a skinny tie.
Yeah, well, skinny tie's cool.
The other thing is I really like the luck system. I think that's an incredibly cool system to have actually. So like instead of a critical, you can roll a particular number.
Well, it is the critical, really, isn't it?
It is. And what's really cool about it is it isn't the highest number. So for example, when you're luck 3, if you roll a d6, you still have that chance, but there's always the percentage chance that if you don't roll that, it's actually a really low number.
Yeah,
so there's a risk-reward kind of structure there, cool. And I found that really interesting.
And it's an easy way of tipping. So the NPCs and the PCs can be equal mechanically, but if you just throw that one little tip of favour in, and of course we're going to roll a lot, so it's going to come up, which is really great. So it's a way of just tipping the balance slightly. Yeah.
How do we find the plot points?
I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great strength, and I think I'd probably use it maybe in some of our other rule systems. I love narrative control devices, and they appear in some other forms of other games, but it's really I like it that it's very non-specific. So some narrative things you have a card and you can only control a certain aspect, but I think if there's enough trust in the group and enough respect, enough flexibility, then we can use those.
and there's a lot of love there.
That's right.
Except when you're the narrator and you're getting griefed by your
friends. I'm like, and the elevator falls.
You're like,
and there's griefs, and I'm like,
that's cool.
I mean, also should be said
cool.
that the way that these adventures are structured is they're essentially just a brief. So the lead narrator has so much flexibility to how they want it to go, and they've only responsible for such a short amount of time, which maybe is a strength and a weakness to it. But
to give you an example, I think it'd be really cool if we could do this. If we could actually put down what we actually got given for our...
Well, they can see that by downloading the free video.
So if you download the free, or we can put it in the description maybe of this last video. We can put down the 3 scenes and in the description and kind of what it is.
Put down a brief of a brief.
Yeah. So you can kind of see what we had to roll with and what we had to play with and what we turned it into. Because I
really recommend if you can download this, and if not, don't worry because it'll be out later as well. Obviously, this is just a brief intro to it all, so it will be there.
See, this suits our game style as well because we like to play fast and loose. A really detailed module is sometimes really difficult for me because I'm trying to hold everything in my mind. And then you guys ask some question about some specific NPC, and I'm sort of like, oh no, it's somewhere in this massive text.
And if you screw it up, then you're having to backpedal and try and create new content on top of it.
That's right. Plot. Whereas this is much more, I can just improvise and say whatever. You know, the layout of the room can kind of change as we require or something. Suddenly there's a bedroom near the lift well, which
And I love that you go like this. You know where you start, you know where you end, and you know how it ends. Yeah. And then what your goal is as a narrator is to get it from point A to point B. It doesn't matter how long it takes, it doesn't matter what happens in between. You kind of just make it happen. With superhero, it's very easy to just go along and say, you know, his armor, something pops up, and you get to the end of the scene.
That's right.
With a cliffhanger. And so, like, with my one was the door opened, you pulled the guy through. The door opened, and he goes, "What's that?" And that it wasn't written in there, but that's kind of just sets the next scene, sets that cliffhanger, and then when you pass it on to the narrator, you're passing on this awesome cliffhanger point to be able to...
Or you can grief them. You can completely grief
them. Oh, absolutely.
Which is so wonderful about it.
This
is really theatre sports.
Yeah,
improv,
that's right.
Like drama improv, essentially.
It's more that than...
and it's trusting each other to craft a story together, knowing that you all are contributing to getting it to where it needs to go. And if you put too many bad things in, you're actually ruining the story. And you've got that in the back of your mind as well, which I think is really...
so storytelling is a collaborative process in the tabletop role.
Which is what we love as a group, I think. So.
The other thing is lack of preparation. Like, in terms of you don't have to prepare for this.
Oh, this was so fast.
You need understand the mechanics. That's point A. But in terms of once you know the mechanics, it's literally you read a paragraph, you're ready to roll. Like, with you when you were doing third, like you had 2 minutes. You read the paragraph, you understood the premise, and then you ran a 20 to 25 minute scene with 2 minutes of preparation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I genuinely get a little bit freaked out by using systems that because I'm so familiar with one particular rule system.
Which one?
That's right.
One particular one. Which one would that be?
Match a women with guns or something.
That's right. Yeah, definitely.
Now cue the video of all of them.
That's right. So running a new system is something I'm naturally averse to, but I didn't have a problem doing this. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So fantastic. Well done, Catalyst.
Yeah, and we'll be playing Cosmic Patrol, which is a game which is available now, and we'll probably play it because that looks really cool. And it is this system fleshed out to a full rule book size, which is not much. It's really small. So
and the book's
it's tiny. I'll pull it out though. Yeah, it's not right in front of me. But so expect more from us.
So yes, we should mention the sounds that we're on. Lots of people ask, even though there's details in the descriptions all the time. So we were using Sirenscape, which is a fantastic player that you can get the music going and the sound effects. I was using little bits and pieces of the sci-fi sound sets, which are coming out soon. And if you're watching this, in 2015, well, they came out ages ago. So what are you doing? What are you doing? That's right.
What's going on?
But you can find links and stuff in the description.
Yeah. Put the date. It'd be really interesting.
That's right. Wow, I found your stuff in 2022.
If it's after 2016. Absolutely.
That's right. You get free stuff, actually. Yeah. If anyone watches this video after 2016 and emails me at Sirenscape, benjamin@sirenscape.com, I'll give you free stuff.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool. Into the future.
Some lawsuits coming up there.
The world might not be the same because Manowar, XO-Manowar.
Russia might have annexed us. They might have slowly worked all the way across Europe and gone through Indonesia
on that positive note,
that's what the story's about.
No, that was really interesting.
Aliens might have invaded.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, to get ready for this, we actually we tried to read the Unity series.
Hey, I read it up to its current level.
Okay, that is a freaking awesome comic book series.
Pretty art.
It is legit. If you want to get into this, Like, okay, let's just say you don't have the rules. Let's just say you don't read this. Read the comic book series. That will get you excited to actually play this because the characters are really cool. And that's what, because the thing is, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. Like, yeah. But as soon as I got into reading the books, I was like, holy, this is going to be the best thing ever. And I was ecstatic for it. So I'm pumped to play it again. I actually want to go through them. And by the way, we've only done the first part. There's four parts to this.
In the free rules.
So, yeah, in the free rules, we've done the first out of 4. So... You know, we did 20 minutes for each scene, so that's, you know, there is quite a little bit of content there that we can go through.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And if you want to put a goat into your game as well, just go straight ahead.
That was my highlight.
The goat has to be named Andrew.
It has to be called Andrew, okay?
No, otherwise it just
can be made of glass.
It could be made of glass.
Opaque.
Lovely. We should wrap up there because we've gone on for ages.
Thanks for watching, guys. And
like and subscribe.
Yeah, it'd be great. We'll see you next video.
Bye.